Wait, what the fuck are we doing back here? Fonto said he wasn't going to be playing the game anymore. Why is he playing Armored Warfare? It's a shit game that's not going to go anywhere. It's dead. Why is he still playing it? Well, I'll answer that question. I was curious. Hello, guys. Welcome back to Armored Warfare, and... you know, things are very strange here. I still think the game is headed in an absolutely terrible direction and is basically unsalvageable, but... I think it's actually worth just coming back in and taking a look here just before we actually say our piece. Now, I had enough free XP after I reset my account to buy 2 tier 10 vehicles, which, well, that's what I expected. So I bought the Challenger 2, well, the tier 10 Challenger 2, and the T-15, which is the other thing I was going to be doing a grind fest for before everything went to shit. But... I'd kind of like to show you around what the hell's going on here, because it's very strange. Let's go into PvP. Let me show you just what is happening to this strange environment. As you can see, fucking nobody is playing, but this isn't new. So let's go for a little adventure here, and let me show you how the world has been irrecoverably altered and is now like a surreal sort of apocalypse. Okay, there we go. Alright. Just like old times, huh? Okay, so we got this nice little, you know, this nice loading screen, you know, after the whatchamacallit, the global operations update. We got all these nice tier 10 tanks, you know, as Spearhead. We played Spearhead a lot. But nothing is the same anymore. Nothing's quite right. As you will see in about 20 seconds. Now, I didn't get the PL1 back because, well, honestly, I never really liked light tank gameplay, and it kind of just infuriated me. Honestly, I should have gone for the Challenger the first time through because, well, it was the tank that I enjoyed the most. And, now I have the tier 10 Challenger, which is the brickest fortress of all the brick fortress. Now I'm going to get the gameplay that I wanted.
But so far, all they've done is take.
Now, if I could get a shot here, any fucking day now, any, you know, fuck it. It doesn't matter. Why am I shooting the pish rounds instead of the armor piercing? Because it doesn't fucking matter. Honestly, I feel like the pish rounds actually do more damage. Well, they actually do more damage, and they're more reliable in a lot of cases. They just kind of go right through everything. And they're not a penetrator round, even though they have 700 millimeters of penetration. As seen by that PL1 being absolutely wrecked. Now, you may not notice anything strange yet, but you wait. Everything still kind of looks normal, right? Aside from the fact that I just kind of took a shot in the ass here and it did 300 damage at tier 10. I exposed my sides for the one time in this mission. My bad. I made a bad call. And you might hear the missiles flying around. The AI can shoot missiles now. Pretty readily. Oh look, it's a BMP-3. And now it's gone. Once again, still haven't gotten to the strange part. What are you going on about, Fonto? This is just normal armored warfare. What are you so mystified about? Why did you feel the need to make a video like this? Well, hopefully we'll see it. Spearhead might be a shit mission to show this, but there are certain other ones, like Snakebite. Snakebite's fucking,
Identify target.
Oh, there are the tanks.
They're trying to surround you. Don't lose the refinery.
Okay. Oh!
Identify.
Okay. Boy, that's a lot of light tanks all of a fucking sudden that are just rushing towards the point. You're starting to see where there might be a problem here! They're all shooting at me and none of them are doing anything. It's a fucking circus! I'm gonna use my repair kit because I don't want to die here. But look at this! What is this? What the fuck happened? They're all shooting at me and none of them can do it, with missiles even. And one of them just team hitting. What? Ooh, you cannot reach me now. Ooh, no matter how you try. Goodbye, cruel world, it's over. Walk on by. Ah, that one hit me. But you know what? I still got lots of health. What is this? What happened? What? I'm sitting here in a challenger just kind of able to stare at people, which is exactly, here's the thing. I like this, but it doesn't make any fucking sense. Nothing is right anymore. What? I'm at a loss for words. I cannot believe what has happened. This is... What?
Identified.
What? I'm still at a loss. I'm still trying to play the game, too. Hello, PL1. It's nice to see you actually honing in on my weak spots there. And also fires. Get a load of all them fires. Who is shooting me? It's a Bradley. It's a buffed Bradley. What are you doing, Bradley? Look at this fucking... You see, here's... I'm sorry, I've already lost my composure completely, but... Well, this is hilarious because this is absolutely terrible in terms of what Armored Warfare was beforehand. There's no rhyme or real reason for it other than just creating a situation that seems minorly difficult. And because I'm in a challenger, I get to be I am the mighty glacier. I am the thing that will be able to stand out and do the things that I just demonstrated to you. Which is what I always fucking wanted! It's what I wanted in World of Tanks, but not to this fucking extent! That's the thing! This is not Armored Warfare anymore! But I still kind of like it! Even though it's probably gonna go down the shitter from here. Oh, right, yeah, the angles. Nice BM. Yeah, I just shot a Hesh round at you and it bounced. A round made of purely C4. That did not explode. Yeah, I know Hesh rounds don't really like angles. Or rather, they're not terribly effective at armor penetration, because they don't penetrate armor.
Good job. Armored reinforcements are on the way, and infantry is en route to secure the...
But, you know, also that's one of the things you probably hadn't noticed. Angles are hilariously effective, like the Thunderbolts. They're basically invulnerable. And the AMX-10 RCRs are also basically invulnerable to, like, 1,000 penetration fucking AP rounds. Sabo rounds! That just kind of ricochet off fucking the sharp, boxy angles of these mysterious machines. Nothing fucking makes sense anymore. And I'll demonstrate to you even more with the T-15. But I hope I demonstrated to you that nothing is good, nothing is okay here. But not even that. That's not that nothing is okay. I actually kind of like this in a strange way. But nothing is the same anymore, and nothing makes sense, and I don't have any confidence that there are any problems here. Like, if there are problems in the game, I could sit here and probably find more of them for you if I thought really hard. But I have absolutely no indication of whether or not those are going to get fixed. And I know a lot of these problems exist because Obsidian basically just dropped the fucking game and My.com just kind of came in halfway. things are hilariously half done, and you'll there's very clear indications with it in some sort of situations. But look at that, I don't care. Also, I didn't get a fucking crate. Come on now. But there's okay. So after I showed you that fucking hilarious display of whatever the fuck that was, the circus, the literal Atano circus, just standing in front of things and having standing in front of a gigantic wall of light tanks and being repeatedly pelted by ATGMs that do absolutely nothing. This is the kind of thing that I wanted, but I know the game's dead, so all I'm doing is waiting for the worms to come. But let me explain. This is the new retrofit system. And by new, I mean absolutely castrated, because it's absolutely, completely, it lacking in any sort of complexity. They've reduced the levels down to, instead of 3, 2, and then they've reduced the number of actual retrofits. To my indication, the retrofits for mobility are still fucking worthless, but also, there's a telescopic sight lens in mobility. What the fuck does that have to do with mobility? Please explain. Also, the paint, the camouflage paint, the radar absorbing paint, the infrared absorbing paint. Why is that in mobility? Nobody fucking knows. Nothing makes sense anymore. The lunatics have been let out of the fucking asylum. But as you can see, there are only 2, and it basically just goes from this one's kind of not that expensive, and this one's bankrupting you immediately. And then they range from 5 to actually what 10. Well, that's 10. Well, that's 10 to 20. But other things are like 5, for example, Spaliner, which doesn't actually increase your hit points, but reduces the amount of incoming damage, and that's 5% to 10%. And then they removed the capture point retrofit and replaced it with a advanced laser warning receiver, which is supposed to tell you when ATGMs are being shot at you, which is interesting. However, that was already in the game innately, so I don't understand why the fuck that's there. They're basically crippling you and making you buy something to actually come back to the same level you were beforehand. And also, as you witnessed in the Challenger, I don't fucking need it because the missiles don't do anything. Or really hardly do anything. I still take damage if my sides are exposed, and a very, very rudimentary gameplay sort of mechanic, but largely, I don't give a shit. But already, because I had all of the free experience, I basically went off and researched exactly how many exactly the vehicles that I needed to get basically the best equipment. I don't really see, like, there's any, like, for example, there's improving your reload time, which is always the most important fucking thing, reducing the incoming amount of damage, and also, just as a note, you can't actually have the version 1 and version 2 at the same time. It's either one or the other. And the only thing that's important here is damage reduction, reload time, which increases your DPM, and then view range, because things are really fucked in PvP or PvE, because everything's light, everything is the light armored vehicles, but they're not light armored. They actually have a fair bit of armor because of how shockingly effective angles are. So in order to accurately, but the issue is they're all the lighter vehicles and they all have these ridiculous camouflage values. So what you need to do is amp view range in order to have a chance at spotting them, which is already what I've done. Congratulations! I've already optimized the entire game, and it took me about 5 minutes to figure this out. I'm out of experience, but I don't need any other fucking tanks. I have plenty of money left over, though. Thank God for all that Grindfest equipment. But, so there's that. Ammo is kind of the same, aside from there being slightly different rounds and changes. Like, there was a lot of talk about how things were changed in terms of penetration and things not being determined by level, but being more determined by the vehicle themselves. But honestly, what the result has come to is the fact that, all the rounds kind of operate in the same capacity. Like, for example, the Pish rounds. These are high explosive rounds, to my knowledge, but it says penetrating intelligent squash head, which doesn't make any fucking sense, because if it's a squash head, it doesn't fucking penetrate. It's not supposed to penetrate. It doesn't do anything. It slaps a fucking hard piece of armor, spreads out over it because it's plastic explosive, and it just kind of melts and oozes everywhere, and then about a half a second later, not even a heartbeat, it explodes. That's it. It doesn't penetrate. But why the hell this is here, I have no idea. But someone who knows more about modern armored vehicles would probably tell me why this is a thing. But the thing I wanted to illustrate is, you see, the penetration's kind of the same. And the damage is also basically exactly the same. Like, this is considerably more penetration, obviously. It's 160 more. That's a bit of an upgrade. However, once you're up here, it doesn't really matter, because honestly, the lightly armored vehicles that you're going to be fighting, basically, they don't have any armor. They have, like, bullshit areas where you can't penetrate because of some wacky, weird reason, which used to be because it's, like, because it's composite armor, or reactive armor, or something like that. But it's like everything's, like, melded into this, like, caricature of what it used to be, but it's still maintaining some of the semblance of logic behind it, but it's no longer operating the way it was supposed to. It's like I'm in a fucking wish bubble from Madoka Magica. Things kind of make sense if you know the context, but it's just this nightmarish fucking creation, where it's operating under its completely under its own logic. Barely restrained by the fringes of reality. That's how I feel right now. But that's the major issue with ammunition, because it doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't seem to make a difference. Like I said beforehand, like, I could shoot AP, or I could shoot the pish rounds. It doesn't seem like it actually makes a difference. And also, as a consolation prize, the pish rounds are high explosive, so if I hit something, it's still probably going to do some sort of damage, even if it doesn't penetrate. So, why not? And also module damage, and also fires, which I got a few of back there, too. The crew system is completely fucking unchanged. There's nothing to talk about here. The commander system is also completely fucking unchanged, because there's nothing to really do with it. I put Sabrina in because they basically, the only thing that they did is they removed all of the actually effective, but sometimes, honestly, game-breaking skills that, for example, Frisia had, which... Basically, Frisia, what did Frisia do? She made you do more module damage, and then she made you aim faster, and then she made you shoot faster. And that's why she was the best commander for PvE, because she's a crazy bitch. And from my understanding, Sabrina was the most selected commander for PvP because of all the camouflage things she got. But she doesn't really have camouflage anymore. She has Firestarter. Why the fuck does she have Firestarter? That's the Mad Max commander's, like, basically his defining skill. Why the fuck does she have it? None of this makes any sense. But, that's about it. Nothing else has really changed. I still have an assload of insignias, because, you know, Grindfest. See, they're all there. If I ever wanted to grind for something. I even have premium time. They even credited me premium time. I forgot that I actually got that stuff when I didn't think they actually gave me that back. Like, they're the premium consumables. I don't get the week of premium times back, but they gave me 2 months of premium time that I don't think I'm gonna actually use effectively to do anything, but I'm just gonna I might just play this in the background, because this is the thing. I enjoy what I just experienced, because it's entertaining to me, and it's funny. The only problem is, there's nothing to do still. There's nowhere to go. Like I said, we're sitting in perfect isolation here behind this wall. The wall that's cutting us off from a good game that just abruptly was erected because the game's going to shit. We can't go any farther. It's over. And now we're all just waiting for the worms to come. That's it. It's funny. It's terrifying. It's sad. It's just heartbreaking. But it's still funny as hell. Maybe I'm just fucked up in that way. But I see this is just like Schadenfreude on ourselves for some reason. Just like how the situation got this bad. It's not anger-inducing. It's just kind of comical. But let me show you more of what the fuck is going on here as I break out the T-15. Now, the T-15 is one of the vehicles that I liked, like just on the thing, just on the visual aesthetic of it. When it was actually revealed to the world with the T-15 or T-14 Armada during the May victory parades, I immediately liked this vehicle because it looks cool. And I was gonna go grindfesting for it, but I have it now, and they've also changed autocannons considerably, which you'll see. But this thing also doesn't operate efficiently the way that I want it. Like, don't operate in any way like you expect it. So let's go into PvP and maybe stop my rambling here. And actually go show you exactly what the fuck's going on. There's 12 people playing hard mode. That's actually interesting. That's actually fairly high. But then again, it's 6 in the after fucking noon. There better be people playing. I'll look at PvP afterwards, because I haven't actually looked at PvP yet. I want to see if I can actually get a global operations game going. They're probably not going to be able to. But the strange thing, they've changed autocannons considerably. To whereas beforehand, honestly, they were kind of annoying in the way that they were so effective at what they did. They kind of just hoard up all the damage because they just kind of penetrated anything they came across, and because they can shoot faster, they had so much higher DPM than, for example, the Challenger with its standard box standard tank cannon. That they would always come on top in damage fights. They would always outscore you in damage. They would always steal all of the damage and basically outskill you because they have an automatic gun. And also the fact that they had most of these vehicles had missiles didn't really help. So that was one of the things that was kind of annoyed me with the autocannons. And the Warrior was actually kind of a nice change of pace because it was weird enough. It had a bit of a weird anarchism to it, to whereas it was really high penetration and it had really high damage, but there weren't that many rounds in it. But now you can fire it all day long and it doesn't matter. That's what they've changed. They've made autocannons so you can just sit there and fire them repeatedly. And there's also something very, very entertaining about this that I want to point out. And also, I will be complaining about something in particular as we go. And you'll see that I'm loading HE rounds. There's a reason for that. The reason is it doesn't fucking matter. I'll explain. What they've done is they've basically absolutely cartoonishly nerfed autocannons to being absolutely damn near worthless at penetrating anything aside from the back of things. So honestly, they're completely unreliable in a lot of cases. Most of the time, what you want to be doing is shooting missiles at things, because missiles are absolute death, aside from if you're a Challenger. And also, this is a new PvE mission. But
we have also located several areas where some rare earth samples have been collected. Bring them to us for further analysis.
Oh, now we're stealing rare earth minerals from China.
Each entrance to have a small garrison station nearby to protect.
But as you can see, I can't pen anything, but it's heat round. Maybe I should have taken the AP rounds just for demonstration, but missiles bounce. You see, look at those angles. Look at those sharp angles. Look at how they absolutely absorb fucking anti-tank missiles. It's like also a fucking anti-missile system. See, that's a Leopard 2A6, and that didn't do anything, because he's also firing high explosive. But at least with high explosive, I can do this. I can still kind of penetrate the ass. But as you can see, I can sit here and fire all day long. But the thing is, the clip counter is still there, which leads me to believe, in a really, really sad and comical way, that Obsidian just basically just stopped all development. And everything was left half finished. And My.com just kind of came in and just said, okay, whatever, we'll just keep this going, because we have to. We're being paid by our Russian overlords to actually continue operating the game. So it doesn't matter. We'll fix this later when we turn all the UI into World of Tanks. They don't care. Well, actually, no, I'm supposed to collect that. I'm not supposed to be shooting that, even though my hand is now permanently glued to the trigger. but... that was strange. Last thing I need is a physics change. But okay, so I can actually hear myself think. So as you might be able to ascertain, nothing really makes fucking sense anymore. Like I've been saying. Oh look, the back of something. Which I cannot pen. But honestly, even with AP rounds, it feels really actually inconsistent. Anyway, so it doesn't really actually matter what I'm shooting. Like with with the AP rounds for, like with the rounds for any other tank. And now I'm doing considerably hilarious amounts of damage just by shooting this leopard repeatedly in the ass with my anti-tank missile. What? Thunderbolt! Fuck you! Get out of the way! I'm trying to be good at a game that's dying. The most pointless exercise in the world.
Identify target.
Honestly, it's kind of funny. You could write a dystopian sort of scenario here. Whereas, I don't know, a bunch of kids are locked in a virtual reality game that's, you know, no longer being supported and is dying. And they just sit there, attempting to entertain themselves, knowing full well that the things they hate about the game are never going to change, and they're basically doomed to die this slow, hopeless death. That'd make a light novel. Now, assuming I can actually... Now, you see, anti-tank missiles mostly have no problem. Aside from that, you see, that's weird. Also, now I'm being shot by anti-tank missiles and my redonkulous armor is no longer being effective. Oh, no! Also, those are thermobaric missiles.
Quickly, Black Company. The enemy is calling for reinforcements.
Maybe I should actually try the thermobaric missiles. I haven't actually tried the thermobaric missiles, but I doubt they actually... They're kind of like the pish rounds, probably, where it doesn't fucking matter. I'm loading more anti-tank missiles to shoot at you. Ha-ha! That still kind of works. You see, it's sort of weird. The reality is distorted, but some things sort of work, like the driver's port on the Terminators is still a weak spot. That's familiar. That's sane! Also, wow, okay, it took you that long for your APS to recharge? Jesus. Now you're just inconvenienced me. I'd like to shoot you in an area where it's going to cause damage, but also hilarious accuracy nerfs. And also accuracy buffs, really. As you saw in the Challenger, I wasn't moving around terribly much, but even when I moved, it didn't really seem like the accuracy changed all that much, because it doesn't. Autocannons, well, they're kind of spastic. Hi there. Rip. Saint. You see, that's another thing. That's another thing I wanted to actually illustrate. I was playing the Challenger first when I started playing, and I was wondering to myself, after I had actually run into the situation, like what you would have just seen, I asked myself, so how is it that I am supposed to play this game in anything that is not a massive Death Fortress made of fuck-off Elenium? Apparently you don't. That's how you play that. You don't. Oh no, my rounds are failing to fuse. Good thing I can just shoot them over and over again and it doesn't actually matter. Hello, VBR. You see, even he has the anti-tank missiles. He knows. He doesn't give a shit. That's the only way you're actually gonna get something done in a light vehicle. You just have you just shoot anti-tank missiles all damn day long because the autocannons are absolutely worthless. Which is...
All mine entrances have been destroyed. Now make haste. We've detected a large force massing and heading to the mine.
Oh no!
Time until you are overrun.
I have to run away! Oh, but how will I get there? And it's my massive girth that is the T-15. Whatever shall I do? Will I make it? I don't know. I'm only recording 30 minutes of it, so, well, we're gonna see. I'm only gonna make this one video. maybe I will. Maybe I'll make more, but here's the thing. I don't think this is going to be entertaining to watch. It's just kind of entertaining to laugh at, but eventually, if I were to do another Grindfest, for example, it would just get stale. And honestly, I played for a while last night, and I just got bored. Like, it's good for a laugh, but once you realize there's nothing to win anymore, there's nothing left. There's nothing to do. You could just sit here playing this, but eventually you'll realize this is all there is. And then you'll stop, and then you'll walk away like everyone else. That's it. That's the sad bit. That's why I can't make it. Hello, Bagger288. But that's the thing that I'm trying to get at here. This is why, why I kind of find this entertaining, but I don't think I actually play it on recording because there's nothing to do. You would get bored really quickly. Like, I'm just kind of like, I'm entertaining now possibly because it's, you know, it's new and I'm basically pointing and laughing at literally everything in the world. But eventually it would get boring, and the reason why I said I was going to stop playing entirely was because there was with Obsidian gone, I have no indication, and there really is no indication that any of this is going to get any better. So there's no hope, there's nothing to do, and there's nothing. When I have my tier 10 vehicles, it's like, all I want to do is play the Challenger all day long, and that'll get boring really fast for all of you, because I'm just going to be playing PvE missions over and over again with no goal, no purpose, other than to just potentially entertain myself for a little bit. There's nothing for me to grip on to keep me going aside from, okay, yeah, I'm done. I can walk away now. And there's nothing for you to grip on to keep you watching the videos, so it's like, why bother? It's like if I made a series of videos of me playing fucking solitaire, like my grandfather. I might get some enjoyment out of it, but it'd be the most dull thing in the world to watch. Also, we're trying to leave. Why are we capturing anything? Please explain. But the joke is there's no one left to explain. And if they are explaining, it's going to be in Russian. And it's going to be disingenuous lies. And also, I have multi-use smoke grenades, but they don't do anything. Like, they're useless. Like, I don't need... Maybe I need them in PvP, but not here. So, I hope you understand. I rambled it out, but I hope you understand what I'm saying here.
Successfully stop the enemy from plundering this region. We will look into the samples you brought back and see if we can take this mine for our own use.
We successfully stopped the enemy from plundering the area, but then they captured the mine anyway. We destroyed the entrances, but now they own the mine. So please explain to me how this is worth anything. You see, this doesn't even make any fucking sense anymore. But the, I hope you see the problem that I have with this game right now is that there is no hope that's going to get any better, and there's still nothing to do with any of the tier 10 vehicles. Like, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing, like, continuous, repeatable, aside from PvE missions, which are basically defined. There's no risk involved. There's nothing to fight for, nothing to gain, because we have everything, and nothing to lose, because it doesn't fucking matter! So there's nothing here! There's nothing for me to get excited about, and there's probably nothing for you to get excited about, aside from maybe watching me take shots at this game repeatedly. That's always entertaining, but it's not gonna be, like, I can't make 40 videos of this on a Grindfest and still think that it's entertaining. Like, just... Let's go see if we can actually get a mode in Global Operate. Let's see, let's see. Let's see, let's entertain ourselves here. No one! Absolutely no one! Nobody! In perfect isolation, here behind my wall. Waiting for the words to come. Sorry if I got a little bit weird on you there, and also some spit got in my throat. So sorry if that sounds a bit weird. But you see this! this sort of strange sort of serenity. It's like the game's dead. But I'm not, like, bitter about it, though. Like, yeah, it sucks that all of that progress is now gone to shit, basically. It doesn't mean anything because there's nothing to gain from it. But I'm not mad. I'm passing over into the next life. Content. That I have done all that I can, and there was nothing left for me to do. And so I will sit here, waiting for the worms to come. Because there's nobody in fucking matchmaking. Oh, fucking hell. Well, guys, as you see, game's fucking dead. Go home. Be free. There's nothing here to hold you anymore. It's gone. It's never coming back. The end. Walk on by.